People are losing respect for you, and they're not even telling you. Take a slow breath in and gently let it go. Allow your body to relax and your thoughts to slow down just for a moment. Sometimes, respect does not disappear suddenly. It fades quietly, in small moments, in subtle behaviors, in things we do without even noticing. And the most difficult part is, no one tells you. No one explains it. They simply begin to treat you differently. Their tone changes, their attention shifts, and slowly, something feels different, even if you cannot clearly explain it. Today, we will gently explore why people lose respect for you without saying anything. Let's begin slowly and with awareness. 1. You over-explain yourself. At first, it feels like you are being clear. You want to be understood. So you explain your decisions, your actions, your thoughts. And then you explain a little more. But over time, this can feel like uncertainty. When you constantly justify yourself, it may appear as if you are unsure, and slowly, people begin to question your confidence. 2. You say yes when you want to say no. You try to keep things calm. You avoid conflict, so you agree, even when something doesn't feel right. At first, it feels like kindness, but over time, it weakens your boundaries. People begin to feel that your limits are flexible, and when boundaries are not clear, respect slowly begins to fade. 3. You seek approval too often. It is natural to want reassurance, to ask for opinions, but when it becomes frequent, it changes how others see you. You begin to depend on their response, and your confidence feels less stable. People tend to respect those who trust themselves. 4. You tolerate small signs of disrespect. There are moments when something feels uncomfortable, a comment, a tone, a small behavior, but you ignore it. You stay silent. You tell yourself it's not important. But silence can send a message. It can feel like acceptance. And over time, others may begin to cross your limits more easily. 5. You try too hard to impress others. You give more effort. You try to prove yourself. You want to be liked, respected, accepted. But sometimes, trying too hard creates the opposite effect. It can feel like you are seeking approval. And respect is not something that is chased. It is something that is naturally felt. 6. Your emotional reactions are too strong. Emotions are natural, but when reactions become intense, even in small situations, it changes how others respond to you. They may become careful or distant. They may feel unsure how you will react. And slowly, respect turns into hesitation. 7. You don't value your own time. Time is quiet, but powerful. When you allow others to interrupt your time, or you do not protect it, it sends a message that your time is not important. And when something feels less valuable, it is often treated that way. Mindful thoughts. Respect is not something people usually say out loud. It is something they feel. And when it changes silently, through small patterns, small actions, and repeated behaviors. But the good news is, These patterns can be seen, and once you become aware, you begin to shift them. You begin to speak with clarity. You begin to set quiet boundaries. You begin to carry yourself with calm confidence. And slowly, respect returns, not because you demanded it, but because you aligned with it. So take your time. There is no need to rush. Simply observe. Notice your patterns. Notice your energy. Because awareness is the beginning of change, and change is the beginning of respect. Take care of your presence, your boundaries, and your self-worth. You're losing respect, and you don't even realize it. Not because of one big mistake, but because of small patterns that slowly change how people see you. In psychology, respect is not something people usually say out loud. It is something they feel in your presence, in your words, and in your behavior. And when that feeling begins to change, their behavior changes too. Their tone becomes slightly different, their attention becomes less consistent, and slowly the connection begins to shift. Today, we will gently explore 7 psychological reasons why people lose respect for you without saying anything. Let's move slowly and observe with awareness. 1. You explain yourself too much. Clear communication is important, but when you continue to explain again and again, it can feel like uncertainty. You may believe you are helping others understand you better, but over time, it may appear that you are trying to prove yourself, and slowly, this changes how others perceive your confidence. 2. You avoid setting clear boundaries. Boundaries are quiet signals. They show others what is acceptable and what is not. But when you avoid saying no, or you allow things that make you uncomfortable, those signals become unclear. And when boundaries are unclear, people may begin to test them. Over time, this reduces respect in subtle ways. 3. You seek validation too often. Seeking feedback is natural, but constant validation creates dependency. You may find yourself asking, "Is this okay? Do you think this is right?" And slowly, your confidence feels less stable. People tend to respect those who trust their own judgment. 4. You accept small signs of disrespect. There are small moments that quietly matter. A tone that feels dismissive, a comment that feels slightly disrespectful, but you stay silent. You ignore it, and that silence can be misunderstood. It may feel like acceptance, and over time, those small behaviors may increase. 5. You try too hard to be liked. Wanting to be liked is completely human, but when it becomes your focus, it changes your behavior. You may agree more than you should. You may give more than necessary. You may adjust yourself to fit others. And slowly, this can reduce how others value you. 6. Your emotional reactions feel unpredictable. Consistency creates trust, but when your reactions change quickly, it creates uncertainty. If small situations lead to strong emotional responses, people may feel unsure how to respond to you. And when there is uncertainty, respect can turn into hesitation. 7. You don't protect your time and energy. Time and energy are quiet signals of value. When you allow others to take your time freely, or you ignore your own limits, It sends a message that your time is not important, and when something feels less valuable, it is often treated that way. Final thoughts. In psychology, respect is built slowly, through patterns, through consistency, through awareness. And when those patterns shift, respect begins to fade quietly. But awareness changes everything. When you begin to notice how you speak, how you respond, and how you carry yourself, you create clarity. You begin to rebuild your presence. You begin to set boundaries, without force, without tension. And slowly, people begin to see you differently again. Respect returns, not because you demanded it, but because your behavior aligned with it. So take your time. There is no need to rush. Simply observe with honesty and calm awareness. Notice your patterns. Notice your energy. Because awareness is the first step toward real change. And real change creates real respect. Protect your time. Protect your boundaries. And most importantly, trust your own value.